Hi, I'm Chef Raphael, and welcome to another episode of Baking with Chef Raphael, a show that is meant to make you a better home baker. Now, today I'm going to show you a tasty, different kind of a thing that you can use for breakfast. It's called a tea scone. So the recipe I have is simple. It has very few ingredients, but it's very tasty. And we'll start with the ingredients. Now, I've showed you the raisins. I also have some milk, some self-raising flour, sugar. We also have some margarine. I also have some eggs which I've already beaten. When you have the self-raising flour, assuming you don't have some, you can always use all-purpose flour and a little bit of the baking powder. Now, what I usually say is when it comes to the baking powder is that it's 100 grams of flour for 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So this is when you don't have a self-raising flour. So to the self-raising flour, I'll add the sugar, the raisins, and then first I'll mix this just like that, and then to this I'll add the margarine. Again, whenever you have margarine, make sure you weigh using a weighing scale to get the right measurement. You can also use butter, but make sure it's unsalted butter. So 60 grams, and then you start mixing everything together. Now the idea is to have it look like breadcrumbs when you mix the margarine. If you're using butter, you can use cold or at room temperature, and then to this we'll add the milk. What you want to do is to make it into a dough. You want it to be a little bit dry because we'll form it into a dough. And then now I'll transfer this to a surface whereby it's flat, and then I'll continue working on it until it's nice and it's not sticky like this. So you should roll it until it's about 1 centimeter thick, 1 centimeter thick. And don't press too much. Don't actually press, just let it spread on top of your surface with the flour. And then you'll take a round cutter, or you can also use, I've used a glass before, but a cutter like this is nicer because it's sharp, so that when you do this, you actually get a nice cutout of this cone. And you see it's not too thick, it's about 1 centimeter thick. So this is what you want to achieve, round, equal sized shapes. So what we'll do right now is, remember our egg. Now where you'll use the egg is using a small brush, and if you don't have a small brush, I've done this previously just using my fingers, just spread, but a brush makes it easier. Just on top, don't put too much until it goes to the sides. When it goes to the side, what will happen, it will stick, it will make the stones stick to the tin when they are cooked. So you just remove the excess and then gently brush the top, and this actually gives a nice shine to the scones when they are cooked. So they are ready. Into the oven. Now for this one, it's a little bit different. Usually most baking items is at 180 degrees. This one will be at 220. So now we wait for them to bake. So it's been about 10 minutes and they are ready. How you know it's cooked is, apart from the top being nice and brown, also on the bottom should be golden brown. But in fact, I have one that I had not applied an egg, actually by mistake. But this is what the difference is when it's not applied with the egg. It's not that it's bad, but now this one has a nicer, shinier finish. So on the inside, they are nice and cakey. And I hope today you've learned something. Chef Raphael, your host. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel to actually get to know whenever I have a new recipe out. And also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Until next time, goodbye.